Alright. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Florencio Files, where we take a path down deep into the sewers. In the top right, we've got Florencio playing Protoss, his opponent saying, "Hi, good luck, have fun." It's Ghoul. A Ghoul, a sort of undead zombie-type creature, usually something that I think might actually be a little comfortable down there in the sewers, but we'll see how Ghoul handles with, no doubt, whatever foul sorcery Florencio will throw his way. Flo is playing Protoss in this game. It's always good to see Flo optimizing, refining, going back to Protoss and playing new strategies with it. I know he's been playing a fair bit of random. Excuse me. I know he's been playing a fair bit of random recently, and I believe he said he's almost hit Masters League with random, which is fascinating for me. Especially when I look at his Zerg play. I'm like, wow, really? But you know what? He's got enough dirty tricks up his sleeve that I think, as always, that is just the Florencio style. It's a, surprisingly higher level than you think. SCV production salted here. Ghoul really occupied with this micro, getting very distracted right now. Does miss a full SCV production, and the barracks gets delayed, so nice harassment to start off for Flo. The SCV is going to come across the map here, and Ghoul will move into the base and see that that's a gateway on the high ground. Florencio is going to bring a probe. Florencio's worker count is tiny. He's only at 17 workers. 17 Cybercore into a second gateway. SCV's trying to block the expansion right now is Ghoul. But Ghoul better make sure they fix up their economy at home because they've already taken some damage to the probe harass. Florencio right now is hiding in the corner. Looks like we might be seeing the sneaky pylon in the corner get some Dark Templar going. He starts chronoing probes now. So he's going back to probe production. If anything can... Oh, and he wanted to get a nexus, but he can't. He can't get a nexus. Ghoul goes for the eBay block. Oh, man. Florencio getting a taste of his own foul medicine, but the probe barely wins the fight, having got an extra hit off before the SCV. And Florencio's answer is, you won't let me take my base? I'll take a base inside your base. I'm going to put my base inside your base, mate. He's literally just sneaking his way in like some sort of alien creature that, got through quarantine and has snuck through. But the Reaper was going to rally out to jump down the ledge. And so it sees this. Now, how do you respond as Ghoul? Ghoul's already building a command center. If I was Ghoul, I would cancel the command center probably, and maybe build like 2 bunkers here or something. I don't know. This is so scary because there's already 2 adepts on the way. Florencio come across really quick. The engineering bay did go down. Looks like it was canceled. And a factory is building as well as marines, but without a reactor. Okay, he's going to build a bunker back here and just try and defend the mineral line, which does make sense. But there's already a pylon building in there as well. There's another probe on the low ground going to get another pylon. What the hell is this plan? What a sewer science is this? What a foul, dark stench do I smell in this Terran base, Flo? What are you up to, mate? The Reaper comes in. Looks like it doesn't get a kill, though. It does get pushed back by the adepts that are at home. Oh, that probe does go down inside the base. And Ghoul's got to feel good about that. Little does he realize there's going to be shield batteries on the low ground that can get overcharged by the nexus on the high ground. And he's going to build a new probe here to try and build more pylons. This is absolutely bizarre. Okay, is he waiting for more units? He's going to recall, but it's only 2 adepts, guys. It's not that many adepts. He recalls 2 adepts inside the base of Ghoul, but they're very split up right now. He's going to see what he can actually do here. I really feel like there's not that much firepower for Flo. What's the follow-up? He's got Warp Gate. He's actually been chronoing Warp Gate non-stop, guys. He's going to warp Stalkers and Adepts into the base. What a dirty boy. Get out of there, Ghoul. Uh-oh, Ghoul going for the pylon. Kind of getting baited here. Pylon 7-2. Gets it. Okay, Ghoul gets it, but loses a lot of his firepower. A Cyclone and more Marines are on the way now. But that means there's only 1 Reaper fighting. The SCV is going to go down the command center. Is up on the natural. I mean, if he defends, he's in a good spot. Whereas Florencio's warp-ins, I do not know, guys. Those gateways finished a while ago, but he's been building pylons and batteries. He's still building more pylons rather than using his warp gates. Florencio only warped in a single Stalker. Now he warps in 1 more. This has got to be one of the filthiest builds I've ever seen. This is so bloody silly. And you know what, guys? You can't break this. If you pull the boys, he's got 2 batteries and overcharge. The Cyclone cannot die. The Cyclone cannot die. Ghoul, you gotta get back in the main. Lower that depot. Ghoul, don't get lured to the natural. Ghoul, you've got, no. Ghoul, no, you need to stay with the bunker. If you lose your Cyclone, you're screwed. Ghoul, no, he's running away from the Adepts into the Stalker. No, Ghoul, what are you doing, buddy? Ghoul doesn't know which way is the front and which way is the back. He's like, he's inside my base. This is that moment where that guy's squatting in your living room and you're like, can you leave? And he's like, nah, fuck off, get me some chips. And you're like, what? You're not only going to take up residence in my living room, you're also going to ask me to feed you chips? He pulls out a bowl of guac and says, well, I've made some tasty guac. It would be pretty shitty to eat it without some chippies. And right now, Ghoul is realizing that he is in a very weird position. He doesn't know if mental illness is the cause of this. Are those webbed feet and hands on this intruder in his home? I'm not quite sure, but I did just see battery overcharge tank every single little bit of damage that went out. One Stalker, one Probe, and one Pylon have died. Everything else survived due to battery overcharge. And Ghoul right now, he sees his opponent's feet on the coffee table, bare feet. Bare webbed feet, I should even say as well. He's going to try to drop views on the natural, but doesn't have enough production. The barracks going down. He's trying to build more siege tanks and more barracks. And I think he's just coming to grips with the reality of the fact that this guy built a nexus in his base, which I think he thought was more of a fake out than anything else. And basically got himself killed. And I think we've all learned a lesson from Ghoul here today. Don't engineering bay block a Sewer Mermaid. He'll take any excuse. Yeah, as if he was planning to expand to his 6th base anyway, right? Like, why would you block engineering bay block his 6th base? We all know Florencio expands to the corner first of all, and that is all going to go down. A second overcharge there at the end of that game, by the way. 2 overcharges inside the Terran main base, all prompted because of an engineering bay block. Florencio, you foul denizen of the dark depths of the sewer. GG, well played, mate. All right, well, it's good to see his Protoss magic is still just that disgusting, disgusting dark sewer magic. Down here in the bottom right side, we're going to another game. That one is way too quick. That's not enough for a proper dose of Florencio. I know you'd all shout at me if I do a 6-minute upload and leave it at that for the week. We need more Florencio in our life. So we've got Florencio down here playing Terran, representing StarCraft. That's right, guys. When everything gets a little bit moist, a little bit moist. I love the colors as well. It's all kind of like green and dark. He's got that real sewer tint to it, you know. Feels like it's got all sorts of different algae growing on it and stuff. Florencio going to be going gas first. And engineering bay block before barracks. Oh, this Zerg player is in for a rough surprise. Gets down there with the drone, sees this. Better drop a spawning pool pretty much immediately. Go to take a 3rd base as well. Florencio gets the eBay block, disrupts the build. And his own barracks should be going down behind it. Surely he's not going to double eBay block. That would be patently ridiculous. No. Florencio, don't do it. Please build a barrack. You can't build 2 engineering bays, but you have enough money to build your barracks. This is so bad. This is so bad. Florencio, he starts his barracks 40 seconds, 45 seconds late. The thing is, remember guys, this is Florencio's style. It's not about being effective. It's about making your opponent want to quit playing the game. You see, if he does it again, the thing is, the Zerg's actually going double gas 1 base Ravager. So Flo really needs to not commit anymore. He cancels the engineering bay on that side. He leaves this one, which is wise. You don't want to let them re-expand there. And the Zerg player is up at 18 workers. If a Rotoran drops the moment this pool's done, I do think Flo's in trouble because this barracks is so late, man. That actually goes down on the right side now. Serod J. Ciro is the name of the player, by the way. Ciro DJ Ciro. Oh, it's DJ Ciro? Kiro? Ciro? DJ Ciro. Badass name, man. Rotoran does go down. I think Flo's in trouble, man. Because he's prompting an all-in. And that's not good, man. We saw him do... Was it eBay block? I think it was eBay block into, like, Bunker Rush the other day. With a proxy barracks as well and stuff. But, like, the thing is... I feel like his barracks wasn't too late in that one. And even in that one, he got in massive trouble. Last episode of the Flow Files, he did... If you're watching this, by the way, and you're new to the Flow Files, we have a lot of new people filtering in lately and going, what the hell is this? Flow is basically permanently... He's usually around, I think he's been getting to high diamond with his Terran. The APM is a bit lower in this game, but there's been a lot of replays we've watched where he's actually been up against players with like 150, 170 APM, and their macro is pretty decent, but they just still seem to be in that skill range where if he does enough weird stuff to them, their brain melts down a little bit and they start just kind of running around in circles and headbutting into planetaries and that sort of stuff. So that's really what his whole thing is about, is I'm just going to bait you into making bad choices. Now, he's got a quick factory here with the Tekla, but he needs to start a tank or a cyclone immediately, or these roaches are going to be just causing so many problems. I love that he still hasn't canceled the engineering bay. He's like, I could get 100 minerals back, or nah. And the funny thing is that it doesn't see the roaches moving out, but it does actually see that there's only no expansion over there. Flo saw the hatchery, right? Yeah, he scouted over there. So he's got a Reaper coming out. The roaches are almost here, guys. There is a cyclone that can deal with this, thankfully. And the Zerg is droning up behind it. Queen, Roach, gonna clear this out. He's not really droning very well, though. I mean, you can tell that DJ Zero here. Oh no, the door's open. Oh no, Florencio leaves his door wide open and his Cyclone pops on top of the roaches. Oh god, oh god, oh god. You cannot lose that Cyclone. Otherwise, you're going to lose so many SCVs. Good micro by DJ Zero there. But Zero has not been producing at all behind this. So Zero's doing some good micro maneuvers, but Cyclone will eventually hunt all of you boys down. That Ravager will heal up to full life once it's finished morphing. Reaper and Cyclone are back here. Second Cyclone's almost out. He's going to lock onto the Ravager. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, good job tanking as well with the Reaper. This one, Roach is going to do a bit of damage. The SCVs are trying to repair each other a little bit. Can the Roaches get a single worker kill? He gets one. Okay, he gets one worker kill. Finally, he's on top of that. This Cyclone rallying across the map right now. Florencio's in shambles a little bit, guys. I don't know what this Cyclone is doing. Finally, it does drive fast and turn around. Grabs the Roach kill. Okay, so that didn't do that much damage, but, you know, DJ Zero should be way ahead. Unfortunately, DJ Zero did not macro behind this at all. No Queen, just started injecting, and hasn't taken a third or started to rally over just yet. Now, that would say the Zerg player's not got good enough macro to keep up. Surely Florencio will out macro. Guys, he built 2 engineering bays before a barracks. Florencio put himself in such a bad position. The Zerg's completely fine. As long as the Zerg eventually spends their money, they're going to take a big economic lead over him. He's getting a few Overlords with Cyclones. That's good. Anything to slow the Zerg down is really important right now. If he gets another Overlord, that would be huge. But it looks like he goes to the right side rather than the left. Zergling speed and Lings are on the way, but that third base could be in strife. Third command center is building, as well as 2 more factories for flow. But very little SCV production. No orbital on the natural. He's in a nasty position right now. Florencio's economy at 22 workers. He's got to do more damage. A cancel on that would be very good. The Zerglings are all chilling up in the main base. There's not enough of them to fight this without Ling speed anyway. 200 hit points, 150, 150, and cancels at the last second. Good cancel to get a partial refund for DJ Zero, but DJ Zero has already been thrown into such a weird circumstance. You can tell that nobody has ever engineering bay blocked DJ Zero once, let alone twice, and then had a 1-base Cyclone behind it. DJ Zero is like, what's happening? This game weird. And I agree, this game is weird. He's going to counterattack with Lings with his planetary on the way. DJ Zero with 0 macro behind this needs to rebuild that hatchery and get back to injecting. Florencio, on the other hand, is going for the triple factory blue flame transition. And guys, if you've been watching a lot of Serral vs Maru, welcome to the sewers. This is what peak StarCraft truly looks like. For those who don't know, Florencio has been banned from competitions because they said it was killing the hype when he basically won everything and the other players didn't have a chance. So he's been banned from pro competitions because basically Serral, Maru, all the top guys, all the perennial second place finishers basically got together, signed a big old petition, and they basically said, we got to remove Florencio from active competing because he's too good, and having a skill gap like that makes everyone else look bad, takes away from the competitiveness of the scene. So, you know, really interesting to see that despite that, he's still out here on the ladder. His passion just, you know, if anything, stoked by that. And now, rather than inflicting pain on tournament opponents, he is, of course, inflicting that pain on random noobs on the ladder. I love it. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. He's got Blue Flame Hellions coming out now. 3 of them, a couple Cyclones. Lairs on the way. The Zerg player has finally woken up and exploded into hatcheries and drones. And you know what? I feel like DJ Zero was so bloody thrown off in the early game and is now just spending their money really well. I think DJ Zero gets back in control of this game and actually swarms. I think Flo's going to be in huge trouble in this game as it goes on, but Flo needs more damage. Oh, he's got Blue Flame. He's got Blue Flame. Oh my god. Okay, lots of drones going down. He gets about 5 or 6 drones already. If he can get one more big lineup, that'd be huge. The aliens are still alive, and oh, DJ, don't line them up. Oh no. DJ tries to run around. He plays drone around the hatchery. But much like some people with the Black Plague need a tissue, I think they're going to need, I don't know, a couple of urns, I guess, to put the ashes in. 16 drones, sorry, went down there for a couple of Cyclones and Hellions. Florencio's macro behind it. He's up to 34 SCVs. He's got a 3rd planetary as well, which DJ Zero is not going to be happy to see. That's going to blast a bunch of his Zerglings. They have to retreat instantly. Burrow is on the way. A bunch more Queens. If Zero can get back on top of the droning, they'll absolutely hammer. But for now, it's 11 drones and Hydrotech. Okay, not a bad idea. Florencio starting a Ghost Academy. Wow, just Hellion, Cyclone, Ghost. Normally you'd see battle cruisers at some point already work their way into Flo's build. But you can see right now, guys, He's actually recently had a few issues with the unions. Because of that, the working conditions have been eased up. We've got 1 worker mining gas. We also have workers rallied to the open ground just because. He's then going to fix those by manually pulling them to work, but still not fixing the rally point. Also hasn't dropped a mule in many minutes as well. This here is what I call flawless macro. Double Evo chamber, Bailey Nest on the way as well. We've got a base over on the left side. More queens coming on up. And I love it. I've got this big smile on my face because I was casting an amazing series of matches with Hero, Ragnarok, Gumiho, Max in Pigfest last night. And to go from casting those noobs to this Chad gamer Florencio, I mean, look at this roasted, look at this toast. There's this, like, I feel like there's, you know, there's different goals for different players. Those guys are happy to just try their hardest to barely scrape by, you know, making some money winning the game. Florencio is an artist, and every single game is its own unique thing. He's going to go for the drones again. If he can get some more drones, just when the Zerg ties up the worker count, the aliens come in, they get 1. They bypass the queens. Where are there's no lings? There's 13 roaches and a few hydras about to pop, but they're not out yet. Oh, no. Don't even run them, Zero. All you're going to do is stack them. Oh, because when you run them, they stack up. Might as well just leave them there to die, man. Roaches and hydras will finally clean this up. Don't tell me he's going to get even more. Oh my god, Zero! Oh, stop! Don't line them, please don't line them up. Oh, okay, Florencio wasn't able to line up his shots too well, but massive damage for him. 18 drones are instantly rebuilding. The thing is, Zerg has reproductive capabilities. For those who don't know, they can reproduce faster than anyone else. They are the rabbits of the scene. They do not believe in rubbers. They do not believe in any sort of, you know, anti-baby devices. Let's just say these queens are slapping those injects. Every time they get a new load of 25 energy, they're just slapping that thing into the hatchery. Eggs are popping off. There's lava exploding. There's Zerglings and drones reproducing. And I think this is why Florencio gets a special joy in this matchup, because his opponents are able to reproduce. And remember, for those who don't remember old lessons from StarCraft's, Florencio's macro... Florencio's school for kids who can't macro good. So basically, here's a university, Florencio University. It's you know, the school of sewer science. It's a very good school for learning different ways of understanding the game. And a lot of people would say, usually you want to kill your opponent before they can rebuild. But Florencio encourages doing more damage without finishing your opponent off, because the more they can rebuild, the more you damage units or damage a team or a player without killing them, the more they can absorb punches and then absorb the trauma. And for him, it's all about a psychological build-up. A lot of people think of it as, this is how many units I killed, this is how much I killed their mining, this is how much ahead my mining is compared to theirs, and they kind of see that meter filling up, and that's how they gauge progress. Florencio, it's more like, ha, pissed you off with a Hellion run by. Ha, pissed you off with another Hellion run by. Oh, didn't see BCs coming, did you? Ha. Didn't see nukes coming, did you? Ha. And that's like, it's like there's just this soft, annoying laughter in the back of the player's ears the entire time they're playing. Planetary Fortress is exposed though. Lurkers coming in, they're lair tech lurkers. And it looks like one of them just barely in range of that Planetary. Gonna try and siege it down. The Ravagers gonna try and pick it off from afar as well. There really aren't that many units. These 3 tanks are a little too far back. If the Roach Hydra runs in, they'll get shot by them. Florencio is prioritizing surviving over defending the front of this base, and I think that's the right call right now. He's building some Liberators and some Ghosts. He's taken a long time to actually build any other units after those Hellions. A few more tanks are going to move forward on that left side. He could scan to take these out, but remember guys, this man only has 1 orbital. That's his only detection other than the missile turrets. He does scan and get rid of 1 of these Lurkers, but his Planetary is slowly getting sieged up. He's losing some of those buildings. Ghosts, Liberators, and tanks are on the way. If DJ Zero continued macroing here, I think this would be an easy victory, but instead seems to be running around a little bit like a headless chicken. Of course, has been put into a very strange position. Is going, what is this? Do you not have any army? Where is your army? What's going on? And he's kind of trying to figure out, he's going to go for a mass Ravager bust. That's going to be 13 Ravagers. If he biles the repairing SCVs and burrows the Lurkers on top, I think he can kill this Planetary. And that'd be a huge victory. Nuke's going to call down there. That's going to kill the Ghost as well by the looks of it. Liberator sieging up is going to complicate things. The Ravagers are trying to bile from the edge. You can see Zero trying to pick away at it from out of range. I don't know if that's going to cut it. I think he needs to go in. The nuke lands! The Ghost does go down. Takes 1 for the team, but he takes 3 Lurkers with him. And any Ghost's going to be happy with that. Carapace upgrades on the way, as well as 5 more drones. We've got Queens running all around the map to inject their hatcheries. And we've got 3 factories, 2 starports, 4 barracks, a few Ghosts, a few tanks, a few Liberators. Florencio's turtle shell is complete. And let's watch from Florencio's camera. As he starts battle cruisers, he raises a depot. He lowers a depot. He cloaks the ghost. He moves it out. I guess he must be using the minimap there, telling that to go across the map to nuke a base. Scrolling back and forth like a mad dog. No army groups at all. Only for his buildings. And he's just going around fixing up his saturation. What's he building here, guys? He's building something in front of the planetary. Is he going to build a planetary in front of the planetary? I think he is. Yeah, he's building a command center in front of his planetary. Might just be to build a second planetary there. This ghost has his gun on shouldered. For those who don't know, you can tell ghosts so that to not attack. So that way it only pulls its gun out when it's actually going to call in a nuke. Now, it looks like DJ Zero does see this. Pulls the drones away nicely. Oh, unfortunately, some drones are rallying in. Oh, no! Inopportune timing for Zero. Still loses 4 or 5 drones and a bunch of lava, but could have been a lot worse. And Overseers are morphing, which is, of course, the key thing to see these cloaked units. Spreading some spores across the bases could work as well. 70 workers for the Zerg player. They have +1 melee, +1 range, soon to have +1 carapace. Zero could kill this at any moment. Zero, the ghost right there. It's right there! It's right there! Zero knows he's pulling the drones away. But he's going to let that nuke land. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Okay, finally kills the ghost. Doesn't lose any virile drones, though. The Hellions are going to run in behind this. But the Ravagers are on top of it. Florencio not going to get much damage done, and he gets shoved back. Florencio is going for battle cruisers, though. He's got to set up the next layer of BS. At this point, I think he's given Zero way too much time to just play a normal game. There's creep spread. There's hatcheries in the corners of the map. There's upgrades. I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't seem like Zero has much plan past this point, and there's still... Are you kidding? No Hydra upgrades? It's mass Hydra with no Hydra upgrades, guys. They don't have movement speed or the range upgrade. Oh... What is it about Florencio that makes people forget the main upgrade for their army, which is mostly one unit being massed? Absolute mad dog. Ling's going to come in, take out at least one of these Hellions, but try and buy a little bit of time. The Hellions are going to take out at least 3 or 4 drones before they go down. And nice defense by Zero, who's got +2 carapace, +2 range on the way. Still has a giant ball of Hydras running around the map. I honestly think if he just A-moves a base like the 3rd, he can probably just kill it, because there's only 1 tank, 2 libs. And even when these tanks start shooting, it's only when you get right on top of the planetary, at which point the planetary is going to get pretty much one shot. Building armor is there, so it's 5 armor. Do have to take that into account. That's gonna severely limit the amount of damage the Hydras do. Oh, I don't think the Burrowed Zerglings saw the Battlecruiser on the right side. Battlecruiser teleports in the left. Okay, now it's time. It's time, guys. Florencio may have slowed down for quite a few minutes, but it's time to do the Battlecruiser harass. This is one of the most annoying things for a lot of players to deal with. You're going to need much better map vision management, which a lot of players just don't have in StarCraft. You need to see these battlecruisers coming, which of course Zero doesn't see until they fly right in. The Queens and Hydras get to the left. The battlecruiser just runs away. These two run in. Uh-oh, we got Billy, Bob, Arkansas is the name of that battlecruiser for some reason. I don't know why. They're just normal human names, and that one's named after a state. What can I say? Don't make me describe Terran naming conventions, guys. Nuke's going to try and go down on that base. That battlecruiser. Oh, no! Flo, he held position. Arkansas in range of the Queens. Oh, no. Hellions going to drive on in. Oh! Oh! These drones ran away from the nuke, and then the Hellions came in. He actually scared. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my God. Okay, that base was fully saturated. The nuke came in. Zero tried to run away from the nuke, ran the drones up there. The Hellions came in, tried to run back to the nuke, and the Hellions got them anyway. Oh my God. Okay, 61 drones have gone down, and you know that just hit the trigger point where Zero, rather than rebuilding the 30 drones they just lost, kills 10 drones by building 8 spore crawlers across the base, across the map. Actually, no, they've up to 18 spore crawlers. They just killed 20 of their own drones, as well as lost 20 to the harassment. And now you know they're angry. They still don't have those Hydra upgrades. 2-2's almost done. But you can tell the Zerg has just hit the trigger point. They're like, "Duh!" And they're just going to headbutt. You know they're going to chuck a Zerg. For those who don't know, chucking a Zerg is when you're way ahead if you just defend and go to the next stage. It's when the only way you can lose the game is by throwing your army into a choke point to a terrible angle. This is something I talk about even when casting pro gamers, because it's that much of a meme. Even pro Zergs make this mistake a fair bit, where when they get ahead, they screw it up. Now, obviously, in this case, I wouldn't say Zero is way ahead, but just look at Flo's economy. 0 mech upgrades. I mean, if you've got any semblance of how to play late game, you can just deny his 4th and just play it slow and you'll be good. But the drones aren't being rebuilt, which means this army kind of needs to get the business done. But with no Hydra upgrades, it's not that good. And these ghosts getting even more snipes off. Florencio playing shooting gallery here, and look at that. Battlecruiser teleports in there. I think some Hellions running the right side. They did get cleaned up by Lurkers. That Battlecruiser's on only 1 kill, and that's it. Zero's had enough. Zero's gonna go in, but oh god, there's tanks on the high ground. There are tanks in the natural and on the high ground. This command center's blocking. Oh no. Oh my god, he's even gonna get a single command center. The Ghost Thor's Battlecruiser's coming from the left. The Hydras aren't even gonna get the command center. Oh my god, it's an absolute slaughter. Oh my god. That has to be one of the most one-sided... Oh no, I just pressed the back key. Guys, I meant to show battle report, but we don't actually have the overlay on for that, so I accidentally pressed the back key. Instant rewind to watch the tail end of that disaster. Accidental instant rewind, but we're gonna roll with it. That is so bad. That is so bad. Oh my lord. Oh, 28 Hydras, 14 Ravages, 6 Lurkers have died this game. And now the Battlecruisers teleport across. Those spores that got built are actually going to do okay here. Wow, they might even kill 1 or 2 BCs. The BC's not being microed right now, and it looks like one of them is barely going to get away. Man, BCs are a tanky unit, one of the tankiest in the game. Going to try and focus the hatchery down. The spores are moving. These BCs not shooting right now, which means he's target fired them on something. Thors are trying to click the Overseers, take those bad boys down. The Infestation Pit goes down. There's Mutas. For some reason, Mutas got built. Corruptors are the hard counter to Battlecruisers, for those who don't know. Mutas are not. If you have enough Mutalisks, they can deal with BCs, but obviously if you're building a handful, and they've already got 4 or 5 BCs, you need a lot of them. The Mutas are going to come in here. I think Flo has enough to just win this fight straight up. Corruptors are being built now, but remember, Zero never rebuilt the workers earlier. It's lose drones into don't rebuild them and then go run into their planetary. The harassment plus turtle combination, that really is it, guys. Florencio, his style of Terran is he builds a big ditch, fills it with spikes, and then he calls his opponent names, he kills their drones, he does just fancy little maneuvers to piss his opponents off, and then they always lose patience and run into his planetaries. I tell you, it's just so funny. He knows how to shepherd them into doing it. He's you know, it's almost like the sewer version of the old Mongol tactics, right? They're like, oh, you know, we're gonna harry your flanks, run around, and then or we might even do the thing where we charge into you, pretend to break and run, and then you chase us, and then you know, when you break formation, it's easy for our horse archers to just pick you all apart, use that entirely mounted army to just roll over you. A little bit different, not a perfect analogy, but I gotta say, when there's 4 Thors and 1 Ghost with 17 kills walking around like some sort of weird campaign squad where he's like the general directing his bloody mech reinforcements that came to save the day, I feel like Florencio is having what we call a bit of a party at the Zerg's expense. And Zero is down at 16 drones now, contemplating what the hell went on this game. Has got some Mutas, got some Corruptors, got 2 Lurkers, which by the way, never got the Lurker upgrades as well. The Hydra upgrades are starting 21 minutes into the game. Those would have helped a lot earlier. And it's kind of funny because people will look at games like this. I always get questions from who's like, how do I beat Turtle Terran? And the thing is, like, you could just beat this by massing Roach Hydra and doing a big attack, but you don't want to wait 18 minutes letting your opponent tool you repeatedly and then attack, missing the key upgrades for your units and also attacking into the worst possible angle. The attack to third base, I still maintain that was the better angle to attack, but really should have been able to hit a Roach Hydra timing 3, 4, 5 minutes earlier, even after taking big damage, even after you're thrown off your game. I mean, hitting a max timing at 18 minutes is so slow, but that's what Florencio does. Remember, it's not the direct damage he does, it's the psychological damage that makes people not bounce back from it. It's, what is this weird situation I'm in? Why did I get double eBay blocked at the start and get baited into this weird Roach counterattack I've never done before? I kind of had a vague idea, but I didn't macro well behind it. And then there's Blue Flame Hellions, and then there's more Blue Flame Hellions and Cyclones. And then I'm being nuked, which I never deal with. Most people never deal with nukes. It's 1 in 50 games you get someone nuking you, at most, if even that. It's so, you've got so little experience. Immediately, there's like, you can be the calmest player in the world, you hear nuclear launch detected, and you immediately freak out. Like, the calmest player in the world will freak out and poo their pants. They will poop the bed, poop the sheets, and they'll go, Mom, put on laundry, need to change the sheets again. Terran player nuked me. And these Mutas trying to fly around this base, but oh man, yeah. Oh my god, that army is massive. Florencio is actually maxed. But remember, no armory upgrades, because armory upgrades are too general for Florencio. Florencio likes to make specific upgrades like Blue Flame, so he can roast those drones and really make the Zerg feel the pain. But he goes, +1 armor? Doesn't have a benefit other than just making my army better. And that there makes sense in a logical sense. In Sewer Science, they say you should always only look for specific advantages, not general advantages. You should always look to do things with a purpose, which is actually not bad strategy advice. Always have a clear purpose of why you're doing something. But it is effing hilarious coming from the man that refuses to upgrade a maxed out Thor army. I bloody love it. The BC's running in right now. The 3 Corruptors versus 3 Battle Cruisers, guys. That's like saying, well, our opponents only have spears, the Battle Cruisers. We have a fucking machine gun. That's the Corruptor. In terms of, you know, one counters the other. Problem, the equivalent of having 3 Corruptors versus 3 BCs is kind of like having 1 machine gun versus 4 million spear soldiers. It's cool, but you don't have enough bullets in the machine gun to kill them all. It's not gonna work. It's just not. Your numbers aren't there. I mean, Zero's running around and now he's burrowing lurkers between the bases. I mean, there's banelings for some reason. I feel like Zero is kind of trying different things, but oh man, I kind of just, please put yourself out of this misery. There's a single Viper here. It's like, I think this is that thing where Zero's messed up a few engagements and is like, I guess the answer is to change my unit comp. Oh, the drones get taken down, but that's really never the answer. The answer is always learn how to use the initial comp better. If it was just Roach Hydra Lurker Viper, or just Roach Hydra Lurker, but with the actual upgrades induced in good positioning, there's always a way to do it, especially against Flo who doesn't upgrade. You can go Mass Hydra Lurker, probably win every game versus him with no spellcasters. But now you've got Banes and Corruptors and Vipers and Hydras. It gets so convoluted. And Florencio has a big beaming smile on his face as he's like, I'm gonna burn your shit down, boy. And you going down across the gap there onto those lurkers. Oh, Zero, please leave. Please leave. You're dead, man. Florencio is like, oh, you don't even have detection. The ghosts are picking his stuff off. And finally, Zero leaves. Oh my God, put him out of his misery. Florencio there, that one was a little bit too torturous for my tastes. Apologies for those of you who don't enjoy watching a man literally chopping a corpse into pieces. That was terrible and deadly and disgusting. But I did love that first game especially, and I like the aliens and the nukes combo in that last game as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you for those supporting the Patreon. If you want to hop on, info is down below. A big thanks to all of you who are already up here on the board, especially Jacob G and Maxan up at the top of the wall of bacon. Thanks for the love, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye and good night.